Just picked raspberries and tayberries.
I figured I'd take you with me and we'll make raspberry jam. So husband, as he showed you, picked raspberries. There they are. I dumped them in there in my real law machine. And yesterday I had this many too many. And I can't read what my measuring cup even says anymore. But I have the instructions here too of what I need. And I'm doing the quick and easy freezer jams. They're easy, you guys. If you can follow instructions, you can do it. This I need 1.5 cups. No, that was strawberries. 1 3/4 cup crushed raspberries. So you measure after you've crushed. So here comes some noise. And I don't crush them all the way because, you know, jammier that way. So that's pretty good. There they are. Done with La Machine. Then we need to measure 1 3/4 cup of crushed raspberries. And I need a big bowl. And they have you measure the sugar in a separate bowl so that you don't lose count. This is very important. And the amount of sugar we will need is 4.5 cups of sugar just for Tammy. And this is my 1 cup. My old Tupperware cup. Let's see, I put the sugar down here. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4.5. Alright? 4.5 cups of sugar. So we have a little more than this to this. You think that won't work, but it does. So I set this aside. This is a new recipe to me. And let's see. Wish I could read this daggone thing. I think 1 cup's right there. There's the 2 cups. I need just a little bit more. So let's get a spoon. You're supposed to be exact. But hey, if you're me, you do the best you can. Let's put a little bit. And I'm not going to use that. So level it out. I think I put too much in. It's nice when you have new things, but when you're my age, they're not new anymore. Alright, I need a 1/4 cup of fresh lemon juice. And I use the real lemon because that's what I got. Shake it up. And you should use a liquid measuring cup instead of the solid measuring cup. I need a 1/4 cup. And you put it in with your berries. And you look at it sideways to get the right amount. And you put it away. Because if you put things away as you cook, you're not stuck with a big mess. So, it says at the top here more instructions, and you put that with that. And you stir it in carefully. And then I'm gradually going to stir 1 box of the pectin in there, which is powder, and I set it aside for 30 minutes, stirring every 5 minutes. And then I put in 1 cup of light corn syrup, and that keeps the sugar crystals from crystallizing. The sugar crystals from crystallizing. And then you pour it into the sugar mixture, stir it up real good until it's not grainy anymore, and then you pour it into prepared containers and let it sit for 24 hours before you freeze it, and then you freeze it, and then in winter you eat it and you think of, oh, it was hot in July. So here's what, I better show you what the pectin looks like. It's a bunch of powder. So you shake it in. Apples have it in naturally, that's probably where they get this. It's just something that's in some fruit. And since I'm not boiling this down with sugar and stuff, I need the pectin to try to thicken it. Mine always comes out like syrup, and husband says it doesn't work very good with peanut butter sandwiches. So I just keep dumping. And then over the half hour, every 5 minutes, stir it up. Because you get little lumps right now. Here, I'm just going to dump. So nothing more exciting happens for another half hour. Here's what it looks like. Just lemon juice, raspberries, and pectin. So I forgot, you guys, sorry. I dumped in the Caro and the raspberries into my sugar, and I'm stirring. So I'll show you what I did. I went ahead and used this kind of a measuring cup, even though you're not supposed to. I sprayed it with like Pam like stuff so that it won't stick. Yeah, look at us go through the corn syrup. And it's about $6 on the island. So there's the corn syrup in there. This is the pectin and the raspberries. Pour that in there. Now let's get a spatula and scrape it all out. I don't do like Martha Stewart. She just dumps and then goes on to the next thing. So there's that in there. We'll scrape all this into here. Alright, then you stir the corn syrup in real well into the fruit mixture. And it tells you all this in these instructions. It comes in the box of pectin. So that gets it kind of jelly looking like. Look at that shiny kind of. Oh, I wish you could smell. Once it gets the sugar in it, it smells good. It is not sweet at all until you... I mean, if I were to taste this, it still isn't very sweet. And this is nice and jammy sweet. So I got to get it stirred up until there is no more crystallized sugar. It's easier to stir the spatula. This thing hurts. And so it's kind of whitey. You can see the sugar not melted in it, not dissolved in it. I want to get this out. This is a little inside of a raspberry. I don't want that on my toast. Tastes yummy. So I'll stir that and let it sit and get on to the next batch. George Cat, you're not supposed to be in the kitchen. Psst, 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 psst. There, he leaves. He knows. So this is stirred up good. And I just dump it into the sugar. Start to mix. So you mix, 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 and then pour it into your containers. If you can hear the tractor in the background, we have somebody haying for us. We're trading hay for, we get 100 bales and he gets the rest. And John is so happy he doesn't have to cut, rake, and bale. And besides that, he has hay fever, and he has to wear a respirator and all that out there. And it's so nice to have somebody else do it. And this guy's got really good equipment. He had a tedder that fluffed up the grass right after he cut it, so it actually only had to sit a day or two. So that means it'll be greener in the barn. And we're beating the weather. We're having a nice stretch of no rain. Our hay season's really short, and we have to stop and start because it gets rainy in the middle of anything. Like California or Eastern Washington, it stays dry, and they can hay from July through darn near September, and they get several cuttings. We only get one cutting. If you were to take a second cutting, you're taking away too much from the grass and its nutrients. So there's that one stirred up, and then I keep stirring this one. It's starting to set up, but the sugar isn't melted yet. So this is boring. I'll stop you guys for now. So I'm still stirring and stirring. And next, today, and I'm not going to do it on film, I'm going to make some bread. Beard on Bread is the book that I'm using. And my favorite one is the Basic Homestyle bread. And they use all-purpose flour, but I like to mix a little bread flour in there. Do you know this makes the best toast in the morning? You fry up an egg, and then you make the toast and put nice, well, not real butter, but and then you mop up the yolk with the bread, and it's yummy. Anyway, so we're still stirring, and then once in a while I'm going to taste. I haven't done it yet, and stick my finger in it. I still see sugar lumps, you know, clots in it, so I'm still stirring, trying to get the sugar to dissolve before I put it in its little container. Test. Still feel a few little gritties. Oh, wouldn't that be a good lip gloss, huh? I'm pouring into the freezer containers, and see, it's a nice bright red because it's not cooked. I haven't heated anything in this recipe. And then I get it all out, and then when I'm all done, I like John like the bowl. I gotta get it all out. Leave a little headroom for when it freezes, it expands. And then anything that goes on the counter, I get to lick. So yummy. There's for recipes, there's for toast, there's for peanut butter and jelly, anything that you want. Think a little puff pastry, little almonds. So anyway, happy summer. This is a lot cheaper than if you were to buy it, and a lot tastier. It tastes like raspberries. Okay, my arm is now killing me. There's not too many crystals left, right? I am so tired, I should have put it in my KitchenAid. Alright, here we go. Let's start this one. And stop a little early. Into here, I hope I'm not completely covering up what we're doing. Bowl. I've used up all my tiny containers, so I'm in the bigger ones. It's great. And then you get to lick the bowl. So I got that much more out. Washed hands after I licked it, of course. Last night we shucked peas, so these are all fresh peas out from our garden. And now I'm blanching. Bring that back to a boil. Put them in there, blanch, then put it in ice water and shock them cold. And then put them in bags. And here they are. And I freeze them. Boiling away. And get that out of my way. Get the handles twisted so I get as close as I can. It's boiling. I'm spewing peas everywhere. And I just put a bunch in. Husband's coming in with a bunch more raspberries. He's got to stop. I got to do my stretches at some point. I shucked last night, and he shucked last night and this morning. Let's see. I should still put some more in. So, then I just let it come to a boil. So I'm putting more ice in the cold water. This is getting ready to boil. They're all floating. Look at how much, here I'll show you. Look at how much, my hands are clean. Look how much brighter green they are after they've been blanched a little bit. Interesting. This has been in long enough. So I'm going to leave this solid spoon with those guys. I'm going to take it off the fire, the burner. And then I've got my mom's old, really cool thing. And I just scoop them out, and it lets all the water out. Dump them in with the ice. And after a while I run out of ice. But still, it's cooling it off quickly. Because you don't want them to keep cooking. So I scoop them out. If I had a gas burner, I'd turn it off, but this is electric and it takes so long to get it on. I just leave it on for these few minutes. Because you gotta conserve electricity. And I get all the peas because I don't want some to be overdone. This thing's great, it just slides right up the side of the pan. It's always a joker around. Now, get this back on the burner. And bring that back up to temperature so I can put the lid on it. Get that hot. And then I just kind of cool them off. Actually, they should stay in here equally long that they were in there. But, hey, you know me, I'm too impatient. So this is my third, and look, see, here's the bags. 1, 2, 3, 4. This one's kind of full, and then I started one. So pretend they've been in here a little bit longer. I just let them drip good. And put them in the Ziploc. These are sandwich bags from Costco, and that way they take up less room in the freezer. And then whatever your family, like there's only 2 of us now, so I want a little bit more than that. And I can always, you know, pull them out of the freezer, and I put like a cup in the stew or something in the winter. Or if you have company, you take out 2 bags. And so this is the process, and you make sure that the ice doesn't go in the bag because you don't need more water. Already they stick together a little bit. And to break them up when they're frozen, what I do is I just drop them on this marble and break them all up. We're not doing much makeup anymore, are we? Well, I'm going to get into it, but I haven't been able to buy anything. A, I'm retired. Who has money then? And B, I got into the soap so much that fragrance, it's all about fragrance. Anyway, this is coming to a boil pretty soon, and I'll just keep repeating this process till they are all gone. So it might just be 1 or 1.5 more batches left. And for the makeup portion of this episode, I am wearing Wet n Wild's The Gilded Age, which is a gold, and it's got a nice softer dark brown to go there, and then kind of a sparkly peachy white, you know. And on my cheeks I have Superdupernatural, which I really like because it stays on all day. And Natalie from Flower Bomb 31 just showed me a bunch of neat things from the latest collection. I haven't been excited about MAC in a very long time. But being retired, who's got money to buy that? Rather buy fragrance, and I'll show you my colorant. But anyway, lips is NYX Margarita. I think that's all that's interesting. Let me show you just the last bit of the peas and my colorants for my soaps. Drag you over. Here's the peas and jam, and then these are colorants, and I have, you know, fuchsia, bubblegum, matte green. Here's my sea blue green. Anyway, I keep those just there so that they, you know, ready for next time. So I don't know if you can see. Yeah, you can see my peas. So let's put some more peas in the bag. One thing I do want to say before I hang up is when I freeze them, I lay them flat, and then they take up less space in your freezer. So don't let them sit like that. Let them kind of shake out and be flat. Okay, so now you can go. So until next time, I'll see you later. Bye bye.